Assalamualaikum, I am Muhammad Girder bin Abu Qasim with metric number BE32302. Today, I would like to present our group project entitled Girder Beam Collapse in Borneo project. We are from group 20. Before I start my presentation, firstly I would like to thank our lecturer, Professor Madya IR Dr. Abdul Qadir bin Muhammad for guiding us throughout this project. So next, I would like to talk about the outline of this presentation. So firstly, we will talk about introduction, followed by analysis, root cause and consequence, ethic breach, engineering solution, SDG address, government policy, conclusion, and question and answer. So next, I will talk about the introduction. So firstly, what is Borneo? So Borneo is a road network which connects Sarawak and Sabah. The length of this highway is estimated 5,324 kilometers. It starts from Teluk Melano, Sarawak and end at Serudong, Sabah. So now, let's move to the cause of the problem. So the first cause is failure due to brittle fracture. So brittle fracture is unstable process of failure which in fiber polymer, composite materials, high strength and low ductility metals, and in some low temperature metal types. So there are four factors that leads to brittle fracture, which the first is velocity of deformation, material, temperature, and the state of stress. So secondly is negligence of inspection. So routine inspection is important in every construction. The person in charge is play an important role so that minor problem can be prevented earlier. So next is poor maintenance. Maintenance is important when a minor problem detected. Maintenance must be done when a minor problem is detected so that unwanted accident can be prevented from happen. So next, I would like to talk about the consequences. So the first consequences is it can harm people surrounding. During the incident itself, there were two workers was injured, with one of them was seriously injured. If no serious action was taken, this accident might happen again in future and might also involve the innocent people. So secondly, the company has suffered huge loss. In a big project like this, a lot of money is needed in order to repair and pay the compensation money when accident happen like this, when the Girder beam is collapsed, as it is their own mistakes. So thirdly, it will give bad reputation towards the general construction industry. When a fault is made, people will only remember the faulty rather than the excellent and successful work throughout the project, which will affect the general construction industry at the same time.
This is Mohammed Umran, and today I'll illustrate the ethics breach. The ethics breach in the Borneo Highway project. The incident was reported as one of the most serious workplace mishaps in Malaysia. The workplace hazards aren't addressed and controlled, and one of the ethical breaches evident in this situation is on the individual level, as individuals tend to be only concerned about themselves and not about the others. How to avoid this mishap? It is unethical to only be concerned about yourself, and again, situation of sludging must be avoided. Rather, individuals should care about the others, not only themselves, and situations that include them. The engineering solution to mitigate the problem: when a bridge collapse occurs, a civil engineering committee is to be conducted to determine which one of these two reasons could have caused the collapse. There are only two possible causes. The first is design defect, and the second is poor implementation.
Let's move to the SDG address. SDG address in this project is SDG goal number 9, which is industry, innovation and infrastructure. The aim of this SDG number 9 is to establish quality, effective, efficient and resilient infrastructure for the promotion of economic growth and human well-being, including regional and transborder infrastructure, with an emphasis on fair and equal services for everyone. So the Borneo project is effective because this project improved the road from 2 lane into 4 lane. Then it will be less hilly ride due to lower gradient. Secondly, it will be shorter time taken to travel in Sarawak. By having 4 lane it will be easier for them to overtake the slower vehicle. Plus, the productivity is also improved as less cost required to travel in Sarawak as the toll is free. So this project will also improve in terms of economy, which will make Malaysia as a developed country. This is because the highway will encourage greater mobility and boost construction industry, supporting sector, vendor and suppliers. Furthermore, it will open up more area with better access and increase the job opportunities.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nabil and I will continue the present for our group. Okay, I will discuss about government policy, conclusion, question and answer. Okay, this is the law of the government Malaysia about safety of the workers at workplace. It's called Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. Okay, the government policy, I take two of them. The first one in pursuant to Act 514 of the Workers' Safety and Health Act 1994, Section 51 of the General Penalty. It states that a person who goes through any act or omission violates any of the provision of this act or any regulations made thereunder shall apply an offence. Okay, next, number 2. Pursuant to Act 514 of the Workers' Safety and Health Act 1994, Section 52, it states that it's an offence committed by a body corporate if a body corporate violates any provision of this act or any regulations made thereunder. Every person who at the time of the commission of the offence is a director, manager, secretary or other official in this body shall be deemed to have violated the provision and may be charged jointly in the same proceedings with the body corporate or separately. Okay, the purpose policy. Our purpose policy is number 1, oblige practical students to be given adequate training for a specific period, and number 2, oblige new employees to attend related courses. Number 3, adjust the guide to buying building materials for we can choose good grades of some material product. Okay, conclusion. The collapse of the Borneo highway can cause huge losses from all sectors. Road construction is categorized high risk workplace with higher number of deaths. Okay. The construction industry sector record highest number of deaths in the workplace. This effect will also cause huge losses by the contractor.
Professional values and ethics, the importance of professional values and ethics for engineers. Nowadays, evolving engineering technology had changed the way we live. As compared to a while ago, this is evident in the way we communicate with others over long distances. For instance, we can see this also in the civilizational evolution that has been introduced by civil engineers as compared to the past. There weren't bridges and towers and all of today's available facilities that we can see. In conjunction with the contributions that have been introduced by electrical and mechanical engineers whom produce cars that we use on the infrastructure that's made by civil engineers, our lives today is a lot more convenient than it was in the past.
Now is for the question and answer. So my question number 2 which is, what are some examples of professional ethics? So on the code of ethics and professional conduct is be patient and courteous. For the first example is be respectful. Disagreement is normal, but it is not an excuse for disrespectful behavior. Sometimes we have to be respect to each other, idea or opinion, as it will bring more comfortable environment. We can let our frustration to ruin the environment. Next example is be considerate. In the company, we always depend on each other to produce the best work. Our decision might affect client and teammates. This is why we should think about the consequences before making any decision. That's all from me. Thank you.
Ethics in engineering. Okay, the first, the professional obligations of engineers go beyond fulfilling a contract with a client or customers. Okay, codes of ethics are written by specific groups of people for specific groups of people, each group having its own purpose for existence and its own means of accomplishing its purpose. Okay, next, codes of ethics are to be reflections of the morally permissible standards of conduct which members of a group make binding upon themselves.